Welcome, everybody. Midlife Vices, episode 82. We've got you covered. If this is your first time watching, thanks for joining us. Jim and I put the show together to talk about the stuff we like, whether that's TV, movies, comics, or wherever the conversation takes us. And each week, we're going to give you our top 10 list of random pop culture topics. This week's topic is going to be our top 10 comic book covers from our collections. Whenever possible, we'll get guests on just because, honestly, like a marriage, it's much better when a third person is involved. That being said, say hello to my better half, Jim, and give the big welcome to the returning guest, the one guy who watches the show all the way through, Jason. What's up, guys?
Man, your intros are getting too good for us to follow them up.
That's it.
Man,
I gotta go.
I'm loving it. I'm loving doing the intros. Having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
So,
hi, Jason.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing, man?
Well, and yourself.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, always good to have you here with us.
It is.
It's like cheers.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like I said, this week's going to be our top 10 comics from our collections. That way,
comic covers.
Comic covers. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So that's why I keep you around. Absolutely.
There has to be a reason.
That's the reason. So you guys been up to anything interesting this week? Jim, I know you just got some new
4-hour
chairs for your table.
Yeah, we got 4 new chairs and a bench for our kitchen table. We were in pretty sorry shape as far as chairs around our dining room table. It just kept breaking on us, and so now we got some new ones. There's an Amish community about 2 hours away from us that we had do our chairs, and went and picked them up today.
Awesome.
Yeah, they look pretty sturdy. Those should last you quite some time.
Yeah, I hope so.
What kind of wood are they?
I don't know. I didn't ask. It's kind of like our show. I don't pay any attention. And they don't actually make the chairs. They order the chairs and then they finish them to what the color you need and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
As is traditional. Yes.
The original.
Gotta go online and order those chairs.
Oh yeah.
But they are very good chairs.
Yeah.
And they cost. That's more than any hobby I could ever have. Good Lord.
Yeah, they'll last you. They will last you for sure. And what about you, Jason? This is your third time here, right? 2 times solo and then once for the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
So you're like a regular.
So did you make your wife cancel her plans for you can come on the show, or?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
They did fall through on their own. So
what luck.
Yes.
You and Steve had nothing to do with that.
No, I didn't even have to, push anyone down any stairs. So that's good.
And pretty soon for our show and tell segment, you're going to be showing your daughter's work here pretty soon. She's doing some pretty good work there at breakfast time with her cereal waiting for her. And
you need to make that girl eat breakfast, though. I'm just kidding.
That kid and eating, it's not.
Yeah, I have my older son is like that. Just doesn't eat a whole lot. I mean, we actually made a list to take to the doctor. Is this enough?
Oh yeah,
he's doing fine.
We should.
He's putting on weight, growing taller. He's doing good.
That's it. That's good. Glad to hear it.
So she get her drawing from you, or is your wife artistic at all?
Yeah, my wife is quite artistic. She doesn't draw anymore, nor do I. But I really push for the drawing because I love it. I just love anything artistic like that. And so bought those. At first, I made pages, designed layouts and stuff for her, and let her go through it, do her own stories with Splatoon characters.
Right.
And so now she's moved on. She likes Kirby, so it's all Kirby characters and making her own stories.
He's like the pink marshmallow guy, right?
That's it. Yeah. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Well, again, glad to have you here with us for the third time. The show's much better when you're here.
Woo-woo!
So we are going to start off with our best of the week. Instead of going through everything we've watched and read, we are going to
Like a
change that up a little bit and just get into what's the best thing we saw or read this week. So, what do you got for us, Jason? Anything? What's your favorite read or watch this week?
Favorite read or watch? I don't know. Probably Aquaman. I'm just loving that Peter David run. It's lots of fun, action. Just
Now,
Nice.
that take place before or after Jeff Johns' run?
before.
Before.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's just fun stuff.
Nice.
Cool. What about you, Jim? You read or watched anything?
I have not read a whole lot. I did read our 3 books, and so one of those is my
Right.
favorite read of the week.
Cool.
As far as watching, I rewatched all of the first season of Ted Lasso, the first season. Of
Oh,
Ted Lasso.
nice. Yeah.
And then we watched some of the second season. So we got to the Christmas episode, and we really liked that episode.
It's good, isn't it?
Yes, it's
Yeah, that was on my list for on our Christmas list. For
it would
sure.
probably make my list now.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that episode,
it was good.
even though I felt I slept through some of it. But
Cool.
whatever.
Yeah. Nice. My favorite thing, best of the week for me, is Knives Out. Finally got to watch it. Really like it a lot. Such a fun movie. I really enjoy the whole whodunit, Clue, Murder by Death type movie. If you haven't seen Murder by Death, check it out. It's a late 70s movie with Peter Falk, and it's kind of a spoof on Columbo and that sort of thing. Really fun.
Murder by Death.
Murder by Death is what it's called. It's a comedy whodunit type film. But yeah, Knives Out is great. It's got the guy from James Bond, the guy that plays James Bond. It's got Chris
Roger
Evans. Yeah, what's that?
Roger Craig.
Roger Craig?
Daniel
No, he was
Craig.
running back for the
Daniel
40.
Craig.
He was running back for the 49ers in the 80s. But yes, Daniel Craig. There you go.
Daniel
It's got a bunch of people, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Chris Evans. Yeah, I'd like to
now-
watch that actually.
Now I'm looking forward to seeing Glass Onion. Is that what it's called? Glass Onion? Yeah, the sequel. So, have you seen that one?
No,
Jason?
I want to.
Haven't seen
I really
either.
want
Yeah,
to.
it's good. It's on Netflix or Paramount.
I've seen
or,
Knives Out. Not
No, it was
Glass
on
Onion.
Hulu. It was on Hulu for us. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me and the
Fun,
wife
fun.
did start watching MASH again too. We started.
Oh,
MASH in the
there you
beginning.
go. Nice.
Can't go wrong.
I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, so
Yeah,
can't
first
really
couple
say we're
seasons are
committed
great.
yet. But
First couple seasons are great. Love it. So that is our best of the week. Next up, we have Going on a Jog. Going on a Jog. This is our second week of Going on a Jog. This is like LNC's Going on a Run, just less intense. This week was Invincible issue number 2, Justice Society of America issue number 2, and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 2. You want me to take this, or you want to take it this week, Jim?
go ahead.
All right, Invincible number 2. Invincible's dad gives him a history of his home planet, explains why he came to Earth and how he became its protector. Invincible meets a group of powered people and kind of teams up with them. This ends with a guy waking up on a park bench with a bomb strapped to him, and then boom. So, yeah, it was a pretty interesting issue. The bomb strapped to him thing's kind of a big deal. Meeting some new people is kind of a big deal, but we're still just kind of learning what this character is.
Now,
So-
had we met the guy that woke up at the bomb before that? I don't think so.
I don't think we have. I really don't.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I,
I really could.
I didn't
but-
think so.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm enjoying this book, and again, I would give this one
Right there with you. Yep.
3 pouches still. 3 pouches. Second up was Justice Society of America. This was a slight step up from the first issue for me. Issue is pretty much a funeral. Gives us a little more insight into some of the characters. Also gives us, for some reason, several pop culture references to make sure, I guess, that we know when this is taking place, because they reference Sporty Spice, the White Zombies, Backstreet Boys, Flock of Seagulls, all within and Reaganomics, all within a
But I
one
don't think they were going
page.
after white zombies. I think they were fighting zombies that happened to be white.
It was capitalized. It was capitalized letters. So Either way, that was all referenced just to let us know it was there. Again, I'm liking this. It's got a lot of characters I'm not totally familiar with, but I'm becoming more familiar. It also points out that was not Diana in the first book, which it tells you this was actually Hippolyta, Diana's mom, that was Wonder Woman at this time. So Justice Society, really enjoying that one. Did you enjoy that one too?
If I wasn't forced to keep going, I don't know if I would, because I am completely lost still reading this book. I mean,
Jason, are you familiar at all with JSA?
Right after I read it, me and Steve were in DMs, and he was saying stuff. It's like, what? Did we read the same book?
I know who the JSA are, but I've never read any.
So. Right.
I've started the current one that's going to be going on. I've got that first issue.
There's just so many characters.
There's a lot. Yeah, they introduced you to like 12 characters all at once.
And they're all at a funeral. I mean, it was the most intense funeral I've ever seen.
It was. And I can't remember who's dead, so there you go.
It was the guy from the first issue that died. The first guy we meet. The guy
that was standing on the mountain that told us that the bad guys were coming or something like that. Yeah, okay.
I can't remember his name, but it was him.
Right. There you go. So I will also
I would probably
3 pouches.
I would probably give it 2.
Jim would go down to a 2. Okay. I actually like this one a little bit better. You liked it a little bit worse. So we'll keep it right where it's at for
I wanted to slow down and focus on a character at a time and let me get to know them, because every page when I'm like, okay, now who's this? It feels like a chore to read sometimes.
I agree. I can't do Legion of Superheroes and stuff like that. There's just too many.
Yeah. So when was it Brian Michael Bendis that did the last? I wanted to read that because it was the first issue had Booster Gold in it, and I was all jazzed. And then I was like, who are all these people? And
I bought and read every issue, and I have no idea what happened or who was in it.
Yeah. It's almost like they go into these books expecting that you've read prior stuff. Like,
I know. It's like hosting a comic show and people expecting you to read stuff.
Right.
Oh, what's up?
So our third choice, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #2. Squirrel Girl is waiting on Galactus. He'll be here in a couple hours or days or something. I think it's 2 hours is what we find out. There's a lot of college flirting. A lot of college flirting that takes place with more fun, quippy narration. Get some more exposition from the Deadpool guide cards, which I'm really enjoying that part of the book. She steals some Iron Man tech so she can go to space to fight Galactus, but on her way up, ends up in a fight with some character called Whiplash. This book, for me, is still a lot of fun.
Right there with you.
Like you said last week, I don't feel like it's for our age group, but it is. It's just a ton of fun. She's a fun character. It's a real, like a PG rated comic book.
Yes.
G to PG rated comic book.
And just the references are great. What her Aunt Benjalina say? With great superhero agility comes great superhero responsibility. I don't know. It's just all the references are just make me laugh, and I enjoy that.
They do. Yeah,
it sounds fun. It makes me want to read.
It's a lot of fun. I don't think I'm ever going to forget the opening up and the Spider-Man theme song. That's going to hold a place for me when reading.
That's awesome.
So, have you ever read V for Vendetta?
Oh yeah.
So, the prelude, prelude to an interlude, or whatever that when they do the whole song, the Vicious Cabaret.
Okay.
I love that. And I remember the first time I ever read it. It's something that I love. I'm not the biggest fan of the whole comic,
right? Yeah.
But I love that little section. It's just, and that's going to do that for me with Squirrel Girl.
Nice.
Squirrel Girl, whatever her name is.
Yeah. So I am going to give this one 4 pouches again. We're going to stay in the 4 pouches area. And this is out of 5, in case anybody was wondering. And if it's 4 out of 20, that would be.
They're not.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So it is, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I do recommend it.
I have a question about your jogging.
Yeah.
So do you guys at some point go, you know what? We're just not enjoying JSA. It's done. We're going to pick up another book.
Yes.
Probably.
Well, yeah.
If we make that decision together, like if he continues to think it's mediocre, and I can sit and I don't think it's good, I will keep reading it.
Okay.
No. If it gets to the point where one of us doesn't care about reading it anymore, we'll cut it out.
Nice.
The other person,
and I do have hope because
I can keep reading it on my own.
Jeff Johns is a good writer, so I have hope.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. I like this idea. I think it's good. I like that you picked 3 different books, 3 different companies. It's fun.
Stuff we normally wouldn't read.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Nice. All right.
Oh, yes. Wow.
That takes us to our You Show Me Yours and I'll Show You Mine segment. So we will go ahead and start here with Jason.
All right. I brought out another big one. That's what she said, right?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'll just show it. Oh, is it going to work?
Oh, I was like a blank piece of paper.
There it goes. So this is a commission I got from Carl Mostert.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah. Dark Side. Yeah,
Cool.
I didn't say anything because I didn't know who it was.
You thought it was Thanos, didn't you, Jim?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the original Thanos, right? So
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. I didn't have a clue.
based off of.
Nice.
Nice.
How long have you had that?
Since the beginning of the pandemic. So
Okay, and did you contact him on Twitter or did you go to a con?
No, on Twitter, I reached out. Again, it was because of Lost in Comics, and I really enjoyed his stuff and his Unkillables, Deceased Unkillable stuff just blew me away. And so yeah, he had a print that or a picture of Aquaman and Green Lantern that I really liked, and I said, "Oh, I wish I could get a print of that." And then he said, "Oh, well, if you're serious, reach out, and I will, we can make it happen." And so I reached out, and since he was shipping all the way from South Africa, I thought, wow, may as well.
All the way from Cape Cod.
Too, so. Yeah.
Nice.
You would I would never forget Cape Cod.
I don't either.
Yeah,
That was one of the first nights I think me and you were talking in the chat.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It was pretty early in our friendship.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So next up, what do we got here, Jim?
You know what? I'm going to go a different route and go. I'm going to plug Cross Rope here, which is what I do for cardio. This is a half-pound rope. Then you can buy different ropes and quarter-pound rope. I also have a 2-pound rope and a 1-pound rope over there. Very nice design. You just swap out the handles. So that's how I stay in this shape.
That's neat. It looks like nunchuck handles or something. Like it looks like you could really hurt
What's
someone. The handles, the way they link on, it looks like a nunchuck or something.
Well, I wouldn't
Really
say-
do some damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You could go all Michelangelo on us
or Last Ronin.
or Last Ronin, one of the two, for sure.
Yeah, so
Spoiler alert.
me and my wife both like to jump rope, and she takes longer breaks between them than I do, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I like it so much better than running or.
If I could move my shoulder, I might do it, but I can't even.
Well, you shouldn't. I mean, it takes shoulder strength. Don't get me wrong, but it's mostly your wrists.
Is it? Yeah.
If you're doing this, you're doing it wrong.
Okay.
So it's
That's what she said.
yeah.
That's
I
why he
won't-
has
I
such
won't give
strong
examples.
wrists.
All right. So for me, I just got this in the mail yesterday. This is TMNT number 132, I believe, and this is a Virgin variant cover. I can't remember who did it, but that is, of course, Donatello on the cover. I am about to start collecting all the Donatello covers. That's going to kind of be my goal.
Solo covers.
Solo covers, yes. I'm not looking for every TMNT cover with Donatello as part of the group because that's just way too many. So I got to kind of tone it down a little bit. But
buying everything.
Yeah,
that's awesome though.
Yeah, that's
So-
a nice cover.
it is. It's a lovely cover. I love it. Love it a lot. I like it a lot.
Haven't heard that in a while.
So
I can't even remember what that's from.
Dumb and Dumber.
It's so
like
hard
it a
not to
lot.
just want to repeat and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to behave.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, nice stuff. The jump rope, and I've been doing a lot of the treadmill, and now I'm starting with the rowing machine, and that's a whole different upper body workout, which tore me up today. So it's getting there.
I wish I had a
It's
row
there.
machine.
Yeah. This just has a drum on the front with the fin, and you put water in it to adjust the tension, and it goes like that. So works out pretty good. So, all right. Now we are going to go to weather with meteorologist Sunny Disposition. Sunny, what's it like out there? It's freaking freezing. I need a drink. Sunny, are you with us? I guess he's not with us. Hold on. It's freaking freezing. I need a drink.
Do it again for the people that missed it.
I missed.
It's freaking freezing. I need a drink.
Okay.
All right. It
Get
is
this man a
freaking
drink.
freezing out there. Thank you, Sunny. Sunny Disposition. Weather with Sunny D. All right. Sounds like he needed a drink. It looked cold out there.
I need
It looked
it.
really cold. News and rumors. Peacock cancels Vampire Academy after one season. Fans everywhere say, what's Peacock and what's Vampire Academy? Also, the trailer for Mandalorian Season 3 dropped last week. Apparently, the guy who plays Mando also plays the dude in The Last of Us.
If you don't follow me and Steve on Twitter, you're missing out on all this inside humor.
I follow you both, but I don't know.
So Jim posted something about, they were talking about Last of Us, and Jim said that he wishes that the actor that plays Mandalorian would have.
Pedro Pascal.
Go ahead. Yeah, you explain it.
I said it makes me wish Pedro Pascal will take the mask off in the Mandalorian. Well, he had no clue what I was talking about. Just like, and what'd you say? Like, yeah, take away his intrigue even more.
It works well for Darth Vader.
Yeah, and
Because I didn't realize, and I watched both The Last of Us and Mandalorian. I didn't realize it was the same guy.
Okay.
So
anyway, yeah, it's just humor.
yeah.
So
Nice.
then 2 days later, once he figured out I was talking about that guy, like, oh, now I get it.
Right.
It's great.
Because I listened to The Last of Us that Gathering of the Geeks or The Last of the Geeks did on their podcast, and they mentioned it. So check out the podcast. It was a good one in that show, Last of Us. Did you watch that at all, Jason? Did you watch the show? No. It's good.
It
good.
is good. My wife
likes
was
the
asking,
game.
When's that come out?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll take the time to watch it,
Right.
but it makes for a good TV. I bet. It.
Well, people who played the game say that it's really true to the source material.
Yeah, the little bit I seen looked great. So
Yeah.
the trailer and stuff. So
All right. Now we're going to slow down and get serious here for just a minute. Poach the Pouch. Again, we're going to continue here. The Pouch over at Lost in Comics. We feel he's underappreciated, and we're trying to get him to come over to our side. David, if you're watching this, and I know you are because I know you're big on social media and YouTube, paying attention to all this stuff.
And paying attention in general.
That's right, paying attention in general. We want you over here. We need you over here. We will let you be you. Get rid of that other show. Chris will be fine by himself, and come over to the light side. Come over to the light side. Jim, your thoughts?
Do what you want, David. Do what you want, David.
Oh man,
I was going to say, fill this spot.
We're gonna
that's right.
get this guy out of here.
Make this threesome a foursome. Make this threesome a foursome.
Be my
Nice.
buddy.
So that was Poach the Pouch.
You have a mail message.
Viewer letters. David from San Antonio. Hey guys, loving your Poach the Pouch segment. That guy really needs to jump ship. Seems like he's totally underutilized and underappreciated in his current role. I agree, David. Maybe you can talk to him and see if you can convince him too. Next, we've got Oscar from San Antonio. What's up, guys? Just wanted to comment on the Poach the Pouch segment. Really wish you guys had been around a couple years ago to give me the same opportunity. Keep up the great work. Rapido Flash out. All right.
Okay,
Thank
two
you,
names.
Oscar. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate that. Loving the viewer letters. Love all the cards we're getting. If you'd like to comment or ask us a question, please write in. Send all letters to 1 Yemen Road, Yemen. Now it's time to check back in with Sonny Disposition and see how he is doing. I know, Sonny, you out there, you were going to have a couple drinks. So how you feeling now? Sonny, man, what's going on there? I think the drinks you might want to pull back just a little teensy bit with whatever you're having there.
I'd say turn it up to 11.
Turn it up to 11? Absolutely. All right. So that is going to take us into our list, our top 10 comic book covers. Top 10 comic book covers. And we are going to start with
number 10.
Jason at number 10.
We're going to go with Brigade number 2.
Oh, hold on, let me. Brigade.
Yes, so this was a book I adored back in the 90s. I think it was like my first sort of shiny cover that I bought. And the story was, I don't know what the story was, but I really enjoyed the issue. But yeah, that cover, I've just never forgotten it. I was happy to bring it back home when I went to visit my folks. So yeah.
That looks like it could be like a Wolverine cover.
Well, you know, it's sort of a little bit like that. Like the guy there got like the pointy mask and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And what I really loved about this issue was, you know, he gets beat up. He's like shot and stuff. And then he's down. What's going to happen? I don't know. He's reaching for his helmet. And then you turn the page, and it was just too great. It was the first time I'd seen like blood in a comic. And
Oh, nice.
yeah.
So who did the cover art?
Murat Michaels. And I think Liefeld might have done inks.
Rushmore.
Nice. Mount
Rushmore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's
Love
nice.
it. All right, Jim, on to your number 10.
My number 10 is Justice League number 1.
That is a cool cover. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
That's as iconic as
And-
they get to me.
you can tell I like it because Brewster Gold joins the series in 3 issues, and I didn't take any of those. So, yeah, Oh, let's see here. It's Todd Klein.
Todd Klein.
How about that tape? Yeah. So it's just iconic. It's probably the most iconic cover I own.
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, watching your list at the beginning with all like the iconic covers, I'm like, yeah, none of those. Not that I own any of them, but even if I did, those aren't my top choices. So I feel, kind of
Well,
silly with my list.
No, this is your list.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
absolutely. But like
I don't
people
have a
would see
whole lot of
Brigade.
iconic covers.
Well, you'll see here as we go through. I mean, I think we've got a couple that are iconic, and then a couple that are,
Most of
out
mine
of
are
the
character or artist based.
Nice.
right. All right. My number 10
Ooh.
is Spider-Man number 800. Spider-Man number 800, and this is Gabriel Del Otto on the cover. This is his variant. It's just Spider-Man for what he should. It's a cool. It could be a movie character. Yeah. So, not really anything more to say about that one.
That's great. Not how I usually think of Spider-Man. It's usually like bright, colorful, dynamic.
Yeah, this is definitely much more movie.
Yeah.
Poster type, and I think Del Otto does a lot of those, kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I can't
that's
think
an
of the
awesome
other guy's
cover.
name that I was trying to think of, but all right.
Number 9.
Number 9.
This is probably my most, well, maybe not, but Spider-Man number 21, Eric Larson. I love that cover. I've never read this issue. I just adore that cover.
Cool. That is nice.
What made me interested in Deathlock? Just fun, 90s goodness.
Right. Cool. All right, Jim, what do you got?
It's me. All right, number 9. I got Black Hammer number 1, the Jeff Lemire variant.
Awesome.
Love the comic. Love the artist. Love the cover. Just beautiful.
Cool.
They're all dead.
Issue 1 and they're dead?
Yeah, I don't even know how they went to 2.
Crazy.
No, I'm throwing comics.
All right.
Get me off the screen.
My number 9, Reborn number 1 by Greg Capullo. Really like that. This is a great comic if you haven't read it. It's a terrific story all the way through. But this cover takes you right where the book's going. It's a real dark place they're at there. And she is a badass just like she looks. So, yeah.
If that hair was like 3 inches down, it'd be Squirrel.
Almost, huh? Almost, except not even close. But yeah. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Switching back and forth is getting difficult.
Yeah, you're
Number 8.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Oop, did that show up? I'm getting like laggy internet. So,
Yes, it showed up.
okay. Number 8. Ooh,
So this is
Mega
first
Man.
appearance of Lobo.
Ah,
Yes, and I like. There's going to be another cover I have. There almost was a third, where someone's riding this weird sort of like G.I. Joe, He-Man kind of. What kind of vehicle is that?
Like a hovercraft.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what she's doing.
Well, me too. I still have no idea. Like she's chained up here, and then I don't know. Looks
Where
rough.
are her legs? Are her legs going to the back?
yeah. She's kind of got them bent back, like
Okay.
she's Yeah.
She's being pulled along, right? It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
It's like she wanted to ride on the bike, but there wasn't enough room. So she had to ride up front and hold on for dear life, I'm guessing. That's what it
That's a
looks
better
So she
answer. yeah.
chained herself to the handlebars and he pushed her forward.
like. Nice. I like Omega Man. So have you read the Tom King run?
No, I have the first 6 issues, but I haven't read it.
It's good. And it has my favorite version of a Green Lantern in any book I've read. Not that I've read a lot of Green Lantern stuff by Kyle Rayner's in that.
Nice.
And it's just the most interested I've ever been in a Green Lantern character. So yes, I mean, when you get a chance to read it, definitely have a look at it.
Nice.
Excited, will do.
All right, another iconic cover here. Avengers 223.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Hawkeye cover, beautiful.
Yep, by Klaus Janson. Klaus. I don't know.
Sure.
I won't pretend I'm right. Yeah. Anyway, I picked this up. It's not even, it's not a great copy or anything, but I like it. It's got my man on it. He's got his man on it. So
So that story, is that that's
I haven't read it.
you haven't read it.
I haven't.
Isn't that in the trade? That's not in the trade?
I haven't got the trade yet.
I thought you'd read the one you recommended that I read, that I bought.
No, that's from a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's. I don't think it's in the trade. You talking about the Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. If it is, I haven't got that far into that.
Okay. So that's way before. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
You're right, because Kate Bishop's in the. Yeah. So okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm way
That's the 80s.
early 80s, late 70s.
I like that Steve needed a drink after that.
I did.
That old?
All right. My number 8. Oblivion Song number 1.
I have that copy. I have that cover.
Yeah. It's a nice cover, and I really like. I'm noticing I like characters standing facing away from me.
Yeah, you do.
You're an ass guy.
I am. This is by Lorenzo De Felici. I think that's how you say it. Again, another good story. I really enjoy the story along with the cover. It almost looks like Doctor Doom on the front. It's not. I promise. So.
Did you continue reading that run?
No, I stopped after like 6.
Okay, yeah, because I think I bought that just on spec when it came out, and then I don't think I've ever read it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed. It just wasn't enough to keep me buying it. I mean, it's Robert Kirkman, right? So, yeah, it's like his other stories. You got to kind of really get into it to continue on. So, that was number 8.
Number 7.
Inferior 5, number 10. So what I like about this one is it's making fun of Marvel, and so these terrible, useless DC characters are defeating, Spider-Man and everyone, and Spider-Man, took us up. It's pretty great.
So, who are the 5 characters? Do you know their names?
Oh God, no! I've never
No?
even read this. It's just a cover
Okay.
thing for me. But
Right.
They do show up again, eventually with Keith Giffen doing the story. And Jim, I seen that you had bought the cover to one of those. Jeff Lemire did the cover with Peacemaker and the alien on the other half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the Inferior 5 show up there too. Sort of. Not quite. It's a weird one, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's
yeah.
funny, the first you held that up, and I thought it was a Marvel book just by the cover.
Right.
Oh yeah, exactly, right.
I mean, it's just bright color. It looked like a early '80s Marvel book.
Oh, it's really old though. This is a 12th center, so 1968.
It looked like an early '60s Marvel book.
You mean late 60s?
Well, yeah, but it had to copy something from Marvel. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
give me a bone here, Jason.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
My number 7 will be another Jeff Lemire. Be Sweet Tooth #1.
Love it.
Yep, absolutely love the story. I think this tells you who this character is right off the bat. Wide-eyed, optimistic, about to be chased by everybody and their mom.
I still have to read that.
So when does season 2 come out? Do you know? Have they announced that yet?
I don't know.
You don't know. I don't know why I thought you would.
I don't even have Netflix. But I will when that comes out.
There you go. All right. My number 7. The
Nice.
Jason Sean Alexander copy of Haha, his variant. So, I read the first couple issues of this run, and I couldn't really get into it, but yeah, I'm sure there's some meaning in that cover. I don't know what it is. I just like the art. It looks cool with him sitting there. So that's my number 7. Is that a book you read, Jason?
Yep, I read the first couple anyway.
Only thing that would make that cover better for you if he was facing the other direction.
Well, the one face is off to the side. So, my favorite. What's funny about that run is my favorite issue is actually the silent issue, which I think is number 3. There's no words; it's just all pictures. And for not being an art guy, the art's done so well that it told the story, and I didn't need to read. So
Nice.
It actually saved me a whole lot of time. But yeah, I loved it. It was great. It just a little too dark for me. All right.
Number 6.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice one.
Yeah. So that's
Scott
Andy
Rogue.
Kubert, I think it is. Yeah, and I was a big fan of Gambit and Rogue back in the day.
Or Gambit. I said Scott. I'm a dummy.
No
agree.
way I was not going to have this.
Yeah.
This is my original old copy.
What issue is that?
24.
24?
Yeah. I wish if X-Men were still like this, I would be back on.
So have you read any of the they've got some books out now that are taking place back in the 90s that aren't part of the Krakoa era. Have you read any of those?
Yeah, I read when they first started doing it. I picked up the first couple. It was just okay, right? Like it's kind of just sort of jam packed in there, and
Gotcha.
I don't remember what was happening, and it just didn't have that right feel. But the art was great. They had, I think it was Brett Booth doing it. And it was gorgeous, if nothing else. I love it.
Do you think if there wasn't so many options now, some of these X-Men titles would take off a little more?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep, for sure.
It's like
All
that
right,
for
Jake.
everything, not just X-Men.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, except for Batman, it seems.
Yeah.
There's
Well, no, I think if there weren't 8 different Batman books every month, that I would probably maybe read a couple of them.
Yeah.
But there's just so many that, so many.
I think there's so many that the 1 or 2 good ones make you not care about the mediocre ones anymore.
Right.
Anyway.
I don't pick up the good ones. I don't pick up any of them anymore. I read so very little Batman. I just got overdosed. I went from reading no Batman to going, oh, Tom King, he's doing great. I love this. To now it's just everything is a Bat book. If it's
I-
not Batman, it's Batman adjacent. It's a sidekick. It's a town.
Yeah.
It's a car. It's a belt.
I tell everyone, I don't not read Batman because I don't like Batman. That's not why I don't read it. I don't want to love Batman because I spend enough money now on the characters I do like, and they're obscure.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine if I had 8 titles that just no.
Right. All
All
right.
right, so my number 6, right, is Avengers 234.
Ooh.
Of course, you got Wanda on the cover.
Oh yeah, that's why. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
She's manipulating all the people,
All the people.
manipulating them, telling them what to do, playing with them.
That's an awesome cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that. I got that for when I was gonna get my Wanda hot toy, but I canceled that because I just couldn't spend that money on a toy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to pull the trigger on one.
So I bought like 7 trades that I haven't read yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know,
I-
you'll be able to read those.
Yes, I know.
And the
I have
toy
a-
will just sit there, right? Like
I have a long life ahead of me, and I'm married.
Jason, don't
What am I
talk
gonna do?
logic. Like, I understand the logic of the whole, it's just going to sit there. And yet, when I see what I want, it's still like, I mean, luckily, like Jim, you know, I talked to Jim about a couple of the Donatello figures. And a while back, there were a couple Spider-Man hot toys that I really liked too. And I was so close. And I just decided, thankfully, not to at the end, because you're looking at what, $250 for a cheap one, like for the, and then they got start collecting them, and they're like $1,200, $1,300 for a statue. I mean, yeah,
So, yeah, where does it stop? That was always my, it's. I don't. If they made a Booster Gold one, I might even think about doing it. Just because I mean there are characters I love, and
yeah.
right,
and I love the MCU version of Scarlet Witch. But
Right.
really, the only comic I've ever read run of her in is House of M.
right.
And that was just within the last month.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I have to slow down a little, and I also blame Sideshow, because if they would have delayed that, I wanted to cancel because I wouldn't have got my non-refundable deposit back. But since they
Right.
postponed it, I got it all
Right.
back. So
Good.
Nice.
I also have to just say, I love that Steve said, Jason, forget logic. But Steve said that.
All right. After our discussion, yeah, I know. Sometimes, contradiction. I
It's
gotcha.
good. Absolutely. Contradiction is human. I
It
love
is. Awesome. All right. My number 6. Empty Zone number 1. Another JSA cover.
Hmm.
This one, she is not facing away from the camera.
No, she's not.
Or from the screen.
looks like she's embracing it.
So I read 3 issues of this. Again, it's just so this was in my phase when I was trying to branch out into different stuff, and I'm sure it's a great story. I made it through 3 issues, and I couldn't go any further. It just wasn't for me. But I made the effort, and I'm proud of myself for that. But that cover, Jason Sean Alexander's art on covers is great. I love it.
Nice.
It's really,
I
really
don't
good
know
stuff.
him.
No,
No, you had mentioned him before, and
he did some bunch of Spawn covers and Spawn
Philadelphia.
art, Philadelphia. A bunch of
stuff
stuff.
is
He's
great.
been
I
on
love
Lost in
Spawn
Comics a
after.
couple times too, so that's
Oh, yeah,
basically where
cool.
I got to know him. But he's
Yeah,
really,
he
really good.
he's one of the few comic book artists that I see go outside of comic and just put on shows and stuff like that.
nice. Okay.
Right. So, all right. So that's going to
Number 5.
number 5.
Question number 1, and I can never say his name. Bill.
Nye.
So, but it's It's just a great cover.
That is a book that I really want to read, or a character I really want to read at some point.
If you're
Yeah.
enjoying that Green Arrow run, you're going
Yeah.
to love this.
Yeah.
It feels similar. It's a bit darker in a way. Like it can go pretty. It's
Like I just know it from like 2 episodes of Justice League Unlimited, and yeah,
The
really
the
cool.
only thing I've read of the question is Lemire's run.
right,
Okay. I haven't read that. I'll get there. But
nice, cool. All right, Jim, what's your number 5?
All right, so you brought up a Batman book earlier, Jason, and so mine
Did I?
is Batman 46.
Booster,
Oh yeah, well, not just Booster, but Catwoman and
Catwoman. I own the pillows. I don't know the pillows, but
anyway, yeah, this is actually I still haven't read this run, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind reading this Batman book.
so that's the Tom King run, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's leading up to the wedding that never happens.
yes,
Yeah. I mean, people didn't like the Tom King run. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was,
I
Me
really
too.
like the covers.
yeah. There are some really good covers.
No, just that one.
Nice. All right. So my number 5 is Iron Man number 128.
oh wow.
This is the Demon in a Bottle, and this one's actually signed. And this is a cover by Bob Layton, is the artist on the cover. Of course, it's just an iconic storyline. And the cover, when it came out, there weren't other stories out there like this talking about real life situations, and this went into Tony's alcoholism and all that. So yeah, it was pretty iconic for his time, and that cover pretty much is what it's about. He's looking pretty rugged, pretty ragged on the cover.
It set the standard for every Tony Stark story. Still going.
I mean, that cover made Robert Downey Jr. They're
Yeah.
like, Robert Downey Jr. is like, if I start drinking when I'm 8, then when I'm in my 30s, I can play Iron Man. And that's what he did. So, all right.
Number 4.
Conan.
Conan number 163, cover by Ernie Chan. I had this comic as a kid and loved it, but mostly for that cover.
Yeah.
You don't get too many orange covers, sort of painted. Love it. It's just
Did you read a lot of Conan? Or
yeah. As a kid, I loved it. So,
I don't think I've ever watched the movie or read the book.
no, I never read the books. The comics, yes, but not the.
Well, and that's what I
not the
meant.
Howard, yeah.
Did they actually make books?
Yeah, that's what
I could have been a real snob and said I've only ever read the books.
Hey, but that's where they come from, right? That's where Conan comes from, his books. So.
Okay, I actually did not know that.
Nice. Cool.
Nice.
Number 4, Jim.
My number 4. You know what? I'm actually going to tell you who did the cover since I haven't in the last 2. Andy
It's not
Park.
necessary.
Oh, number 4. Andy Park. Ant-Man number 2 from the Nick Spencer run.
What's that say below it on the snow globe?
Welcome to Miami.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, it's an ant there. Cool. That's awesome. What a great cover.
Yeah, there's another one from this run coming up. So, yeah, it's just some great covers in this run.
Have you actually read that?
Yes, this is what got me liking Ant-Man, other than the movie.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's Nick Spencer, and it's the only real Nick Spencer run that I've really enjoyed.
Right.
Don't tell anyone I said that. Don't know why, just don't.
It's not like
But,
he ever
yeah.
wrote Spider-Man or anything, right? So
He writes Ant-Man well. It's kind of
Yeah.
witty, and there's some ridiculous things that happen in that comic, but
right.
it's still fun for me. So, which is what I think Ant-Man should be. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, he's a fun character. I've only read that book that I sent you. That had the very first Ant-Man in it. When it was, the original first appearance or whatever in that edition I sent you. That's the only one I've ever read. So
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea what you're talking about.
I sent you a copy of it. Was a reproduction of the first Ant-Man, Hank Pym. It had like 3 different stories in it. It had that one, then it had a Scott Lang story, and then it had one other story in it. And I sent that to you. You've got that in your collection.
I don't
So.
remember that book. I didn't even see it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
I'm
All right,
gonna
Jason
look for that
talked-
when I'm done.
Jason
I wish
talked about
if the cover was
Orange.
better, we'd be talking about it now.
right. Yeah. Jason talked about orange covers. And so we go to my number 4, which is Wolverine #1, another iconic cover. Frank Miller, of course, with the Wolverine right there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh, I thought we froze.
I've never read any
did
of
we
those.
freeze?
No, you're good.
No, there we go. Okay. I haven't read any of the actual series either. I think it's probably online. I might be able to get it on Comic Unlimited.
Well,
and read 'em.
you own the comic. Just read it.
It's in his case. Yeah.
Let's
It
start
was a
that.
gift.
Let's
It was
start
a
that
gift.
business.
It
Just
was
open
a
it,
gift.
right?
Yeah, it was a gift.
I'm
Once
just-
my
a great
dad,
gift.
once my dad passes, I'll crack it open. So,
Let's show this to his dad.
yeah, right. He doesn't know how to get to YouTube. He doesn't know how to get to the YouTubes. All right,
Number 3.
number 3.
Judge Dredd, number
Oh.
2.
Hi, Steve.
That's,
Hi, Steve.
Steve, number 1. Yeah,
No,
see,
he's the number 2.
This is the first comic I think I actually ever sat down and read.
Oh, I remember you posting this on Twitter.
Yeah, and so I love it. That cover stayed with me forever. Steve Dillon did the art.
you know what I like most about this is that your last 2 books have been an Arnold Schwarzenegger and a Sylvester Stallone movie. That's just fantastic. Just
Yep, that's
fantastic.
exactly what I was thinking. That's what I was going for.
That's what you were going for.
I can't even
Not
predict
only-
what's going to come up next. Black
That's
Adam.
Black Adam. Yeah. So yeah, that's our next topic, right? Comic covers based on our favorite comic covers based on poor acting.
Well, I don't have to be in that episode since I really.
Black Adam might be in that.
But you know what? That Dredd movie is amazing.
I like
not
it. Yeah.
not the
Okay.
Stallone one.
No, the second.
Yeah,
I like the second one.
Oh, that's
whatever his name is. So I couldn't make it through it. I can understand why people would love that stuff. It's a little too violent for me and my house, I guess. That sounds really funny, but I put it on and my wife was like, "What are we watching?" And that was the end of that, So,
Yeah, it's a violent one.
All right, Jim, you're number
My turn.
3.
okay, mine is
Number 3.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, love it.
Villains, Old Hob, micro series. Yeah, one of my favorite characters, and love when they're featured on a comic. So,
Love it.
who did
It's
this?
awesome.
Who did this? Tyler Walpole
Ah,
or
of
Walpole.
course. Of course.
I've never heard of that character except from you when you had your little figure. Your
See, I thought I showed that one, not the proposal. I
You
guess I
showed the proposal during the emotional TV episode show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great character.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I
he's
really
Jason.
enjoyed it.
He's the Magneto of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe,
Okay.
pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Except he has no powers.
He's kind of the
Brains. It's
he's
all
kind of the
brains.
villain anti-hero that's all about saving the mutants
Okay.
and against all the humans no matter what. So yeah, very Magneto for
Cool.
sure.
Yeah.
And
His
he's
motives are very Magneto-esque.
right.
I like the name.
So next up, Amazing Spider Volume 1, Annual Number 21. Giant size annual, the wedding of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. There's actually the second cover I want to get, which has him in his Spider-Man outfit. This is by John Romita Sr. Iconic cover, and it's just I love the cover. Again, they're facing
I know. You're really
Towards
going
us.
against your nature.
right,
Coming out of his comfort zone.
coming out of my comfort zone. So
That's a great cover. That's awesome. Nice.
love it.
Number 2.
So this, in no way. I know it's kind of a bad bag.
It's all right.
Um,
Didn't we just talk about changing bags, Jason?
Yep.
Should I go get my old bag?
Nice.
I've never read this, but remember with the Omega Man one with that weird G.I. Joe He-Man kind of vehicle?
Serpentor's vehicle? Yeah.
And I just love Batman with his helmet on. It makes me chuckle. It just makes me happy.
I wonder if is he going to space or is he just being safe?
He's probably
Who
falling.
knows? Who knows, right? Like,
Right.
I'll never read this. I don't want to know. But
Or is
I
that
look at
a
this-
jet ski? I wonder if that's a jet ski and that's like a helmet to breathe if he goes underwater. I
possibly
wonder. Nice.
not Aquaman, so
Right.
we'll never know. We'll
That's an
never
awesome
know.
cover. I like that a lot. What number was that?
That is 170.
170. All right.
Nice.
Jim, number 2.
All right. Mine is Booster Gold number 5.
The Joker cover.
Yeah, so I have like 4 of these. I don't even know how I got them.
I probably sent you 3.
Norm Ratmond did the cover.
I love Norm Rotman.
Yeah, I love that Booster Gold and Bad.
So that's
Silver.
like a killing joke, right?
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. He's going back trying to save Babs. So
Cool.
Gotcha.
yeah, it don't even feature really Booster Gold. It's more the Joker. I just like seeing the reflection in camera, and yeah, really enjoy that.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, am I still here? I think I'm still here. Okay.
You're still there.
Nice. My number 2 is All-Star Superman number 1.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And this is by Frank Quitely.
I still don't own them.
What's that?
I don't
Look
know.
away.
I should.
Man, have you read it?
Oh yes, yeah.
It's a terrific. It's probably one of my top 5 stories ever. I mean,
Yeah.
especially as far as Superman goes. I think, everybody's talking about the Philip Kennedy Johnson run of Superman or Action, which is great. It's probably my second favorite Superman, but I think All Stars is definitely up there at the top for me. And that cover is just,
Yeah,
it is
special.
great.
Nice.
It is great. Have you read that one, Jim? Oh, never mind. All right.
Number 1.
Number 1.
There's another bag that needs to be changed. So
Oh, another Justice League of America.
yeah, I love this cover. So I've got the box for it too. Like the comic box to put it in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just a great iconic cover.
Oh, that's Starro, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Is that Captain America shield? Looks like in the back. I mean, it wouldn't be, but that's what it looks like.
Nope,
Yeah,
it's
you know-
high.
You know what it looks like? It looks like Superman has really huge ears, but it's actually the Flash's mouth. But-
Oh yeah. I'll put it back up so
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
thought
cool.
that was Superman's huge ear for a second.
That's great.
nice. So I just watched the Battle of the Super Sons,
Sounds like a rap battle.
the new movie,
How was it?
animated. Oh, it was really good.
Nice. I
Um,
really want to see it.
but Starro's the villain in it, and it's John and
Damien.
Damien as they were in the just great, just back and forth, getting introduced to each other, just as fun as the first comic were by Thomas E. and whoever, I forget who did the second run of it. And Jeremy Adams made the movie.
Oh yeah.
Although I kind of mentioned this yesterday when you were commenting on nationalism, and I mentioned that he actually says truth, justice, and the American way in the movie, and that your head would probably explode when you heard it. So you might want to be careful as you go into that, Jason. But it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, there's just for no reason. It's a great kids movie, I think, until there's just a need to have Lois try and sound like a badass and say stuff that makes it not kid friendly. So just one 5-second scene, which is kind of a bummer, but really it was a fun movie, a lot of fun.
Nice.
I hate when they do that.
And I
Yeah.
don't mind him saying,
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. We'll do a
He
show
is-
about that without Jim here because he doesn't want to get involved in all that stuff. So
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
No,
I
I'm
don't,
just- I'm
I don't.
teasing.
I don't
I
either.
tease.
I
I know,
don't
I
get involved
tease.
in this.
Facts, and you don't most of the time. So
Yeah.
um, you're succeeding.
Okay,
That's
my
success.
number,
Couch of midlife vices.
That's
my
right.
number one is another Ant-Man cover from the Nick Spencer run. It's by
course it
Mark
is.
Brooks. It is Ant-Man number 3.
Wow,
Oh wow, that's awesome.
that is awesome.
It looks like the
Yeah.
Spectre's eating him.
It's
Another character I'd like to get into.
why can't I think of his name?
Spectre, right?
No.
Like Jason?
No.
No.
Spectre's DC.
Oh, that's Skeletor.
Yeah, well, it's a skeleton. He was in the Black Widow movie.
Oh, Taskmaster.
Taskmaster. There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, I remember when this came out, and well, I didn't buy it when it came out. I don't remember that at all. Lion. So when I was reading this, I read it on Comixology first, and then I was just like, oh, I got to own this run in floppies. And I saw this cover. I was like, I need to own that cover just to own that cover, not
Yeah,
just
that's cool. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't have more Lemire covers in your top 10.
Yeah, me
Did you?
too.
Was that a conscious decision?
No, so I love Lemire covers.
Yeah.
But I don't think most of them are the top 10 amazing things in my collection.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Gotcha.
I like his art for covers and I like his stories and I want to. It was just an avenue of collecting. So
Right.
It's like that with me for a lot of artists. Like I love Riley Rossmo stuff, but it's not necessarily like his covers wouldn't necessarily translate to my favorites or something.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy him and his stuff.
Yeah, I like his stories. I like, and it's not a crap ton of stuff. I mean, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong, but there's a chance I catch up. You know,
Right.
Now it's going. One in particular is going to cost me a pretty penny, but
Which
Yeah.
one?
he did a Department of Truth
Oh, right.
variant cover that it's like $199, something like that. And eventually, I will probably, I'll probably find a raw copy for if I get it for $70, I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. Yep. I love seeing you're up to 51 books now. 51
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah, I had 49, but I had 2 of them in the stack. So,
Right.
So how many does he have? Do you know?
well, I know there's. I was just talking to Emmett about this. I want to say there's. I know of 14 that I don't own. That's not counting all the covers for Sweet Tooth and the rest for Royal City because he did all the covers for those. So, and I'm just making my way down that.
Yep.
You know. So
That's fun. Good for you.
yeah, it's the only floppies I collect now are his covers.
Right.
Unless I really want to take a fly on a spec book or something and
Yeah.
hope to pay for that Department of Truth book.
Right. All right. My number one,
Of course.
Batman 404. Year one, part one. Of course, you see young Bruce Wayne there with his parents dead. Pretty much every movie that's ever been made somehow talks about that scene right there. That art is by Dave Mazzucchelli, and it's one that I keep displayed all the time as well. Again, I'm a Batman fan. I'm not like a hardcore Batman fan, but that cover, I think that represents the character of Batman the best in his story. So
Right.
that is my number one.
That's awesome.
I didn't even pull out any honorable mentions.
I got
No?
two.
Do you?
You did?
All right. What are your honorable mentions, Jason?
I
We'll
brought
see both of them here.
The Joker, number one,
Nice.
by Frank Quietly. I think it is. I just love the grotesqueness of it. It's just such a
It's very Jack Nicholson.
That's what I was just thinking. It is very Jack
Batman
Nicholson.
89.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like it a lot.
all that texture on his face and
Oh,
stuff.
now I can see the texture too. Yeah, I couldn't see it when you had it back further.
That's
It's like Jack Nicholson without the makeup.
Yeah.
And your second one.
And this one I brought out just because I got it signed. Harley Quinn
Punchline.
75, her versus Punchline. So sort of the Jokers, gals,
Right.
boxing.
That's cool.
Nice.
J. Scott Campbell. I rarely ever go for like a signed book, but
Right.
I wanted one by him. That was a pretty cool cover. I liked the idea. So
Nice. All right. I've got two honorable mentions here. First one is Action 1023
oh yes.
variant, and I forget who the artist is on that, but it is a pretty cool cover. And then the second one was a variant. Let me see here if I can see who it is. The action was Lucio Perillo. And then next I have Hunt for Wolverine, number one. And this is Inuk Lee.
Nice.
And there you have, of course, Wolverine and Sabretooth and Laura, X-23, all fighting. So I'm a big fan, again, of the movie poster type covers. I know a lot of people kind of get tired of that sort of thing, but it's definitely up there with my favorites. So, yeah.
I just like seeing my favorite characters spotlighted.
Right.
It was hard for me not to go and pick just a bunch of Aquaman or Green Arrow just because I love to see them.
Sure.
I thought I'll go with ones that I just think are either unique or just have a sentimental feeling to me. 'Cause the favorite, it could be almost any 10. I could pick
Sure.
out 10 random of my 4,000 books easy and make a case for them.
I just kind of went with what, in my comic book room, which books would I display? And that's
Right.
what
Yeah, this was probably the easiest list I've done because
Yeah.
most of these I just know.
right.
Like that Ant-Man, that's like my favorite cover I've ever seen. So
So I'm curious, Jason. I know you don't do spec or any of that sort of thing, but with recent hints about Jason Momoa paying Lobo, have you looked for any jumps in the value of that book?
No, but it is why I bought it.
Oh, okay.
Not because I expect it to go up, but because I wanted it. I've got
Right.
issues 1, 2, 4, and 5, whatever it is around it. So I was starting to put the run together, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why this one's missing.
Yeah.
So I will try
Gotcha.
to get that one day. And
Yeah.
my shop had a good
Did you
sale.
watch the Did you watch the show Krypton?
I watched part of the first season
Okay.
before I found out it was canceled. And then I was like, I won't bother. But yes, that Lobo looked pretty
Yeah,
fun.
Lobo has a pretty good role. It's a really good. It's a really good show. I don't know why it got canceled. I think maybe it was on Sci-Fi or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't on one of the major networks or anything. I'm surprised it didn't get picked up again. But they had a cool Doomsday, which of course booster name Doomsday, right, Jim?
Well,
I will never forget that factoid. Lobo was awesome. Zod's beginnings, his whole origin. Yeah, it was a really cool show. I don't know why it didn't make it. So
when I see things get canceled, I just stop. I get disappointed and don't go forward.
Yeah, maybe it'll come back at some point. So, all right. Well, that is our top 10 comic book covers in our collection. That is pretty much going to wrap it up for us tonight. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about or say?
Lost in Comics live tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night, Lost in Comics will be back with their weekly or their monthly live show. He's kind of flaked out on us. He only does it once a month now. Kind of lazy, if you ask me. I mean, but we do 4 a month, so we're 4 times as good as Lost in Comics is. And Chris knows it. He knows it. That's why he's holding on tight to David, because he knows if David comes over, David, come in. Then he's out of business. So check out Gathering of the Geeks as well, for sure. Great show. They gather on Sundays. And Jason, I just want to say thank you again for being here. It's always fun having you, and we're definitely going to have you on whenever your wife doesn't have other plans for you.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I enjoy it.
It
was good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, man.
We really enjoy having people on the show.
Yeah,
we do.
It's so funny saying that on the show. But yeah, I would sit here and I would just BS with you without recording. So
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why we started the show. We were like, hey, we're just sitting here BSing. We might as well record it.
Hey, how can we get Jason to talk to us?
That was my goal.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where I don't have to look at random using words.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, right? Extra letters everywhere. Crazy. All right. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching. And we don't know who's going to be on next week. Do we know who's going to be on next week?
We do not.
We do not.
Hal. Jeff Howell is supposed to come on.
Oh, Jeff Howell's supposed to be here. That's right. Jeff Howell is supposed to be here. So, and we're going to be doing, is that the movie posters?
No. Top 10 military.
Oh, military movies. That's right. That's right. There we go.
We've all been in the military. So
that's right. Yeah, we're all three in the we were all three in the military. So we're going to be doing top 10 military related movies. So
then Sanjay is going to be coming on. We're going to do the top 10 movie posters
with him. That's right. Perfect. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. So once again, thank you everybody for watching. We have been Midlife Vices, and we will see you next time.
Take care.